Oh, hello guys. So let's see. Let's build us a budget computer here for my folks. This is a Corsair 220T airflow case, and I've already stripped out the like the front panel, the air filters, everything like that. As you can see, this is a bit of a used case. It's still a little bit dusty. My bad. First thing we're gonna do, there's a hard drive cage right underneath here that we need to take out. Let me just bang my fucking tripod numerous times. How have I already lost my screwdriver? Oh, off to a good start. Well, folks, this is why you have multiple of them. There we go. Let's see. Oop. Oh, looks like I only left 2 of the screws in from before. Oh, there is still a screw right here. All right, then. Let's see how much space that opens up down there. All right, and I guess while we're down here, we might as well put the power supply in since we've already got this flipped over and opened up on the back. And so for our power supply, we are using, I peeled the stickers off the sides, Corsair RM750. It's a solid, I believe, gold? Is it gold or bronze? Let me look at the box. I can't see it from here. I believe it's probably gold rated. Yep, that's what happens when you peel the stickers off the back. We want to make sure that the fan here is pointing downwards where we've got our filter, so that way we can draw in fresh air from the bottom. We will just ourselves like that. Let me find my screws for that real quick. Noob Kid, what's up, brother? Well, let me just throw that real quick. That was smooth. Yeah. This is what you try. This is what happens when you try to build a computer while presenting to a camera. Oh, come on, you biggity bitch! I apologize if anybody can hear that vacuuming sound. There we go. Gives me a whole new appreciation for Linus Tech Tips and Bitwit and all those guys having to do this all the time. Yeah. Give that a little loosey-goosey there. What's this for? This is actually my folks' computer that I built him a while ago, but I stripped it down, re-cleaned it out, and I'm doing some upgrades to it. Like giving him an actual graphics card and things like that. I'm going to use it for myself when I start streaming some overclocking here soon. So that way I'm not taxing my system at all when I do set overclocking. So that way I can get, better scores and everything. But I was running an APU that you'll see me install here in just a little bit. And it's just not quite graphically powerful enough. Oh, come on, there we go. All right, power supply's in. Just blap my mic again. All right, so since we got power supply in, we'll run cables here in just a little bit. Let me throw in our back plate. There we go. Always want to make sure it's clicked all the way in. And now we will put in our motherboard. The specs for it, let me see. It's a RX, or not RX, goddamn. A Radeon R5 2400G. This Asus X570 Tough Gaming motherboards, a GTX 1650, 32 gigs of RAM, just a single SSD. And I think that's about it. Alright, let's get this guy set in right there. Alright, looks like our holes are lining up. Alright, let's throw in some motherboard screws here. Ah, that's right, this one's not magnetic. I'm gonna go grab my other screwdriver. Yeah, I fix the kits. Yeah, man. I will definitely get you a pick, because it's gonna have RGB lights all around it and everything. But yeah, man, thank you for coming and stopping by. Where's my damn screw bit that I need? There it is. That's actually not what I want to go in that. Just continue getting all our screws going around here. Mic just a smidge. And turn it back up since. Alright, so now we need up here in this corner. All right, and then these little goofy guys are like standoffs for a GPU sag bracket that Lee and Lee made, but I don't know where the other motherboard standoffs are, so we're just gonna use these. Alrighty, motherboard is installed, and before we do anything else, I usually like to run my 4-pin CPU power cable, so let's do that real quick. All right, we just got our CPU 4-pin cable here. There we go. We're just going to stick this guy up here in the corner. Get him all plugged in and then tuck that excess in the back. We'll hide that underneath the motherboard tray for tidying up later. So now we're going to throw in our CPU. This is a Ryzen Focus you fuck. This is a Ryzen 2400G. It's got integrated graphics. This is... Oh yeah, Noob Kid, what's up? Yes, tomorrow? I was actually going to hit you up here in a little bit after I got done with this about tomorrow. Tomorrow's actually my birthday, and I wanted to make sure that we did do some stream, or that we did get some game playing in. Yeah, let's do it, man. Do you still not have Dead by Daylight? Let's see. Yeah, so 2400G. Oh god, it's still got thermal paste on it. Ew. Ew, it's going to get everywhere. All right, where do you you have Steam, right, or do you mostly play on Epic Games? All right, let me put this in before I make a fucking mess. And just a little wiggle. You have Steam? All right, word man. Well, we might be doing some Dead by Daylight tomorrow. Let's just see if I can get Chin in on it too. But yeah, just get that guy in there. Make sure it's all set down with the gold corner in the tiniest triangle, and then get that guy locked down. Make sure it's not going anywhere, and grab the CPU cooler. All right, and for our CPU cooler, we're just going to use this here basic bitch Corsair. Ignore that. HD60. Thankfully, this is just magnetic, and this is what is the retention bracket. But before we put this in here, we're going to put a fan on here, so that way we don't have to deal with... Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, we'll get you figured out with Dead by Daylight, and we'll do some playing tomorrow. I'm going to see if we can get Chin in on it, and that way we can all get down on some Dead by Daylight. But yeah, I will hit you up after I get done streaming this about that. Anyway, let me put this let me put an RGB fan on this guy real quick. And for RGB fans, this case here comes with 3. If you get the DRGB version, it comes with 3 up in the front. We're going to take one of these fans and just throw it on this guy. Throw this here in the back. We're going to throw the other 2 up top, and I've got a couple 140mm fans to throw up here in the front. Let's get this guy all screwed in here. Let me actually do this on camera. That's bad. All right. So before we get this guy set down anywhere, let's run these fan cables up through the back here. Alright, not exactly the most graceful, but, you know, it got the job done. Alright, we will just get this guy mounted on the back here. I'll move this mic. All right, and when mounting this guy, you do actually want to have this slid farther down because we're going to put some fans up top here, and there's only just a little bit of space up top in this case. All right, and since with this cooler, we don't actually have to change out these AM4 brackets that normally come on the motherboard. It just uses these little hook-on deals. We're going to throw some thermal paste on here. We're going to use some Thermal Grizzly, I think it's Cryonaut. It's in the teeniest, tiniest little applicator you ever done seen. All right, let's try not to make a mess here. Put a little boop right in the middle there. A little dab will do you. That's all you need. And so yeah, just here, let me pop this off. Again, this is just magnetic. That's how it holds on. These little hooks right here, these are what are going to hook over the hooks here on your AM4 bracket. All right. Oops. And just tighten that down by hand all the way, and that way you've got, you know, nice even pressure. All right, and then we've got our little fan readout here, and this guy will just plug in. Let me double check. Right over there at the AIO pump, and we can actually just run this cable right up in between the rear I/O and the heatsink here. And just kind of keep that all tucked out of the way. It's not the best looking, but it'll do. All right, so what do we want to put in next? Let's see. Let's probably throw our RAM in. This is just a Corsair Vengeance Pro 3200 CL16, 32 gigs of it. You just want to make sure that you hit these two. On this board, they're both colored gray, but the outer two. So outermost one, skip one, and then that innermost one. And just line these guys up. Make sure you're not like me and actually put them in the right way. And push them in on each end until they click. All right, and then there's that. All right, so before we do anything else now, I'm going to put in these upper twomost fans. And so these are just the other two Corsair RGB fans that come in the front of this case. Like I said, we're just going to put these as exhaust up top here. Alright, we will run fans through these holes, the fan wires through these holes first. We'll cable manage that all here once we get closer to the end. So yeah, I'm going to throw these fans up top here. Well, this is why you always have your screws at your workstation. I left all my fan screws 2 feet away. All right, well, now that we've gotten fan screws, let's finish actually putting these guys up here. So, pull that through. I want to have the exhaust just a little bit farther forward, like over the CPU, so that way we're actually getting full air like flow from the front up and through. Let me just unfocus my camera. And don't tighten them up all the way if you want to kind of like slide them around and position them, as I have tightened them up all the way. All right, so yeah, this way you can see kind of where your fans are and kind of position them where you need them to go. Alright, so let's actually slide this guy just a little bit forward here. That looks about good. We'll just hit these corners in place, and then we'll put the rest of the screws in. Oh, what kind of anti-vibration fan mounts you got, man? And Great Tower, thank you for stopping by. Oh, come on. I promise I normally screw with more confidence, I swear. Alright, now we got... Sorry, trying to get some of the cables underneath so that we can flip this back down. Let me just hit my tripod a bunch. My bad, guys. Alright, now that we've got this all in here, let's see. So we're going to need to run our 24-pin power and a SATA cable here in a bit. We'll need to also do our front panel audio here. So you know what, let's get... Oh, yeah, I know all about those Noctua ones being so crazy damn expensive, man. On my desktop rig here, underneath where I've got my radiators, I got a bunch of Noctua fans, and I spent all the stupid money on the colored ones and everything. But yeah, like I said, let me put the 140s up here in the front and get those run, and then we'll finish running all our cables before we get the GPU and all the rest of the stuff in. And sticking with the Corsair theme of this build, we've got these, I think they're ML 140s with the RGB and everything. Oh my god, they're so dusty. How embarrassing. Alright, but just like we did on the top ones, let's run these cables through the side here. Oop. Sorry. The pain of my death that just happened. Come on, you fuck. Let's not slap on the motherboard anymore. As with any build, trying to keep all the cables in check whilst building is usually a problem. Alright, so I know that we got extra room up here since we took that hard drive cage out, but we've only got the two 140s, and we're just going to stick them right up here in the front so that they're drawing nice fresh air in. Power supply can get fresh air down there on the bottom. It should be fine. Plus, I mean, we've got all the extra, frames per second from all the RGB that's going to be in this thing. All right. Oop. All right. And then... Hey man, I have many affixes like that. If not with tape, then hot glue or magnets or any sort of number of fixes. And as long as it works and there's no chance of you screwing it up again, then that's a good fix in my book. Especially with front panel connectors. Those things are always such a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to do those here in just a little bit. I'm not looking forward to it. Alright, those fans are all in. Wiring's all through. Let me grab the rest of the power supply cables and we'll run those all through the back. Yeah, I feel your pain there, man. Alright, so first things first, let's run our 24-pin connector, and that's just going to go pop through. Whoop. Get that out the way. Pop through right there. Hair on the braids. All right, 24 pins run to the other side, plugged into the power supply. Let's plug in our CPU power. Actually, we're going to grab our SATA one first, just because that's farther in the back. Alright, SATA power is plugged in. Get all our CPU. This guy needs to lay flat. You'll see why later. Alright, then we'll plug in our PCIe power. There we go, finally. I swear I've done this before. Alright, put that underneath there. Let's get that supplemental power for our RGB out the way. Alright, so since we've got this right here, this is already laid flat. You'll see kind of how I did this before with my uber budget SSD. Check this out. Yeah, it doesn't get any more budget than this. This is a WD Blue 500 gigabyte SSD that the case broke on, so I kind of just taped onto one of these little caddies here. But this will slot in right here and actually will hold down the CPU power and keep it out of the way. There we go. And then some power to that. I don't think I have any, or actually, can I? Yeah, we'll put that one on there, and then we've got extra power in case we need to jump over and add another one later. And then we will throw on our SATA connector and throw it through to the other side. All right. Yeah, SSD is always better than a hard drive. So this monstrosity here, this is the Corsair iCommander Pro bullshittery. We're going to basically tape this right here on the other caddy, and it's going to control all our fans and RGB through iCUE. Nice thing about it is it does actually have multiple other USB expansion ports on it. So for our light control here, we're just actually going to throw this plug right there. And then we will only have to plug this guy into a USB header. Oh, I do need extra power. Just... All right, let me go grab a sticky thing so we can fix this down. All right, so we're just gonna take this little here 3M sticky square, throw it on the back of there, and stick it on this hard drive caddy. So we'll actually put that there like that. Actually, let's stick it like this. That way we don't block any access to the fan ports. Yes, sticky thing is a highly technical term. I believe it was first invented back in 1860. Was Sir Sticky Thing? His namesake? Alright, cool thing about this that we're not going to use is it does have the, it comes with temperature probes and lets you put them in here, so if you want to kind of get general case temps or, you know, stick something on like your CPU heat, or your CPU heatsink, your GPU heatsink, if you want to keep uber track of your temperatures. Alright, we're going to throw a couple zip ties in here just for my own sanity's sake. That's two. All right. Fan stuff is separate from the front panel. Backplate good with that commander yoke. Oh, what do you mean? Like the backplate here? Like I've seen some people stick one of these Commander Pro things on there, but I usually don't, just because like there's a lot of heat that comes off of there. Let's see, front panel connectors. Up through there. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. Alright, and this is our audio. Just going over there. And this guy. Now, this is a handy thing that I picked up on Amazon. This is actually just like a flat little ribbon connector So that way, if you don't want to stress out your front USB 3 pins, you can actually get one of these. This will just plug into your motherboard here. It's nice and flexible. But then this guy just plugs into here, and that way you don't have this bulky ass connector sticking to the back here. Oh, the case back panel. I usually, yeah, the case back panel will fit on here. It sits up just around it barely. But, you know, that's the nice thing about having like a Corsair case to go with all this, is that it does actually kind of work out. So this guy, I believe, might need to go up through here. Alright, since we're still on the back here, let's go ahead and wire up our fans. This is going to be our rear fan, and so we will put it at numero uno. And then okay, that's unhelpful. RGB wires. You guys get up there. This will be number 2. This is just the next fan next to it up on the top here. Then the fan in front of that will be number 3. Get those fuckers out of there. Oop, don't want that wire. I do want these two. Then this guy will be number 4. This is the first of our 140s. And then this guy is number 5. The extension, or that is a USB 3.0 ribbon connector. Like, give me just a second here. So I threw that Amazon link right there. It'll take you to the exact page where I got the little ribbon connector guy from. Alright, so then the other thing we got to do is we got to sync up our RGB with the right numbers on here as we've got on here. So we'll just go in reverse. So what is this? This is 5. Alright, and those should all be hooked up correctly. Now let's kind of re-wrangle all these here cables and get them out the way. Oh, for sure. Well, thank you for jumping over to the Twitch, man. I appreciate you being on both there for a second. And thankfully, with like cases like this that have a decent lip around the edge, you can kind of use that to hide a lot of your cable mess over to the side. Especially if it's not like exactly final what all you're doing. Just to keep these guys all kind of bundled together. All right, now we got to flip this guy over and work again on the other side. All right, so you can see right here, this little ribbon cable, and it just plugs straight in. Where's my cutout? Right there. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, you can see I just got it plugged in. How much, like nicer this is, just this little fold right here, than having that big ass plug all sticking off in the way. I'm going to plug our 24 pin in while we're here. Get our SATA plugged in. Scooch some of that excess to the back. All right, there is one. Okay, we can rerun our PCIe to this grommet here. But before we do that, bottom corner, get our Commander Pro plugged in. Here's our front audio. All right, and then the dreaded front panel connectors. All right, I'm going to do those here in a little bit after we finish getting all these cables all wrangled. I accidentally pulled one of the rubber grommets out. Oh, awesome. Hey, noob kid. It really does. Sometimes you get those really nasty, like blue colored USB 3 front headers. And yeah, just the whole front chunkiness. I mean, hopefully you haven't been like me and actually ripped off a USB 3.0 header, because that shit sucks. I mean, sometimes you can just like push them back on, but it's just kind of a bad time all around. Word, new kid. Oh, this is a mess now. Alright, let's get all this cableage resorted. Accidentally popped out the little rubber grommet thing here. Yeah, new kid, no worries, man. I will get a hold of you here in just a little bit. Come on. There we go. Finally got that rubber grommet back in there. Okay, so... All right, there we go. That's better. All right, so there's that. Scooch you back here. Yeah, I'm just coming through trying to clean this up a little bit. The name of this case, it's a Corsair 220T Airflow, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here, actually, hold up a sec. There's a whole list of everything that is going on in this build, except for the CPU, because I couldn't find like an accurate price for it. All right, barring something catastrophic happening, we should be able to throw the back panel on. Just like that. What the? It's an $80 case. Like it's I mean, comparatively to all the other cases I've had, it's pretty budget friendly. But unfortunately, computer shit right now, none of it's budget friendly. Alright. Alright, now for the moment of truth. Let's grab our screwdriver here. We'll pull out these little PCIe slot covers. I think this card's a dual slot one. Pretty sure. Do I have to repaste anyway? May as well add the desk comment and it's in here on my desk. Yeah, man, that'll be a super awesome upgrade. All right, guys, I'm gonna get this graphics card installed, and then I'm gonna eat some lunch. My lunch just got here, so let's throw this in here, and then I'm gonna call it good for a little bit, and then we'll boot her up and make sure she chooches after I get done eating. Here's the piece de resistance. A tiny little one-fan GTX 1650. Oh yeah, this is the... We're living the high life here. God, it's so tiny. It's so teeny tiny. You can... Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's either that or get a $3,000 graphics card, so... Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the, you know, the teeny tiny little graphics card here is the upgrade bit, because before it was just running the graphics off the APU built into the CPU, and you know, the Vega 7 graphics are alright, but not like the greatest. Alright, come on. Get up there. You can do it. 6-pin power. I believe. Tuck that guy right there. Hells yeah, let me throw some side panels on it, the top filters and everything, and we'll turn it on here in a little while. Not a 1650 Super, I believe this is just a regular 1650. Throw the front filter on. This neat, like, cutouts and everything for the... It's like a dual, you know, like a... This is a vanity piece. And just sticks on. Get that top filter on there. And dirty glass, my favorite. Yeah, there's some cases out there, man, like, you know, except for like whatever the last airflow case from NZXT that they, like, you know, took one of their hot death boxes and punched holes in the front. But yeah, there we go. Nice little PC. So yeah, come hang out here in a little bit, and we'll see how she chooses once we get her all hooked up to a monitor. All right, guys, thank you all for coming and hanging out. Noob Kid, I will talk to you here. Yeah, my kind of airflow is when I drill the holes in manually. Yeah, or just build it outside the case. But yeah, I will catch you guys here in just a little bit, and we'll finish building this guy once I stuff food in my fat face. All right, y'all.